Hey everybody, welcome back. Well, I just wanted to talk about how I've heard most of this music before. I just didn't know who the artists were. Going all the way back to the 80s when I was a kid, listening to the radio in the car with my parents. My mom and dad always had the radio on back when music was better than it is today. That's just my opinion. Sorry if I'm sure there's a lot of younger people who would disagree with me on that, but hey, I'm old. I guess I am stuck back in the 80s and the 70s now with my music choices. I was born in 79. I'm an 80s child, so I grew up on 80s rock. But it seemed like after the 80s, everything kind of like became alternative for the most part. Yeah, slightly in the early 90s, there was some good stuff. It seemed like the mid 90s, everything got alternative. Um, but like I said, I heard a lot of these songs. I just wasn't familiar with the artist. It's amazing now. You have the ability just to type in. I remember like lyrics from these songs. Just didn't know who the artist was, and I type in the lyrics, and sure enough, the name of the song pops up, the artist pops up. I'm like, oh god, like he had no idea that was them. I'm a big fan of Lionel Richie, but like I didn't know that he was. I mean, like I said, this I was born in '79. The '70s music was before my time. I had no idea that Lionel Richie was a singer for the Commodores, and I heard a lot of Cool and the Gang. A lot of the songs. Like, oh, I didn't know that was them. It's funny. There's that one song. I didn't when I was a kid. I thought it was a guy complaining. It's called like I think it's called Too Hot or something like that. But it goes kind of like it's too hot, too hot, too hot, baby. Gotta run for shelter. Gotta run for shade. Actually thought when I was a kid, I thought that was a guy complained about hot weather, but my mom's like, oh no, no, him and his wife or his girlfriend got into a fight, and actually he listened to more of the lyrics. He said, I got to cool the anger from this mess that we made. So yeah, he got in a fight with his girlfriend or his wife. It's kind of funny. And what else? I didn't know. I'm trying to think of other artists from the '70s. Oh, I was a big fan of even as a kid, I was familiar with the Bee Gees, a lot of their music. And like Benjamin Orr, that's from the '80s. The Cars. I didn't know he was the singer for the Cars and did his own stuff. Um, what else? The Doobie Bro. I'm a big fan of Michael McDonald. He did his own stuff. I'll go over that in a minute. Solo artist, but he did his own stuff in the '80s. But I didn't know that he was one of the singers for the Doobie Brothers. And it's funny. I was over at my aunt Sharon made good mazzacholi, and I remember I was eating it. And one time, a Doobie Brothers song came on she had the radio playing, and that song, "Listen to the Music," came on the radio. And I think I was watching. I was thinking about I was listening to that on YouTube, listen to the music by the Doobie Brothers, and I started thinking about my Aunt Sharon's mazzacholi. I remember commenting on there like, "Oh God, I'm starving." I think I was hungry, and I was like, "Oh, I'm craving some of my Aunt Sharon's mazzacholi now." um, yeah, I gotta make some mazzacholi soon. I haven't had that for a while. Made some lasagna not too long ago. Some good lasagna. I'm a chef. Um, but yeah, it was the '80s. A lot of those artists went on to do like Steve Perry from Journey. Well, he got kicked out of Journey. I think he had a hip replacement. He got kicked out for I forget exactly what it was for some other reason. Wasn't getting along with them. I forget exactly what it was, but he did his own stuff. Like George Michael with Wham. He went on to do his own stuff, and Michael Jackson with the Jackson Five. He went on to do obviously a lot of his own stuff, and Benjamin Orr with the Cars. Um, Trying to think of who else. Oh yeah, Belinda Carlisle with the Go Go's. She went on to do her own thing, and there was that one. Oh, I think it was the early '80s. There was that one song. That's what friends are for, and I had no idea. Yeah, Stevie. Well, there was a lot of art, like 4 or 5 artists in that song. I didn't realize that Stevie Wonder did some of the singing in that, and he also did the harmonica. Um, there was also the Elton John song from the early '80s called, I guess that's what they call it. I recognized the harmonica solo, but I had no idea that was Stevie Wonder doing that. He's really the best at playing the harmonica. But yeah, the '70s, like Paul Davis, Earth, Wind, and Fire. There's so many good artists from the '70s. I just didn't realize, Billy Joel. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think. There was so many of them that I just have indulged in so much more lately. Um, Yeah, I think the Bee Gees are my favorite from the '70s, but there's like you said, there's a lot of good artists that I just recently discovered. So yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. So yeah, comment, like, share, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all real soon with another great video. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. And the rest of your week. Talk to you all soon. Bye.